Hey guys, and welcome to the Captain Fizz and Mask Guy show. We have an awesome show lined up for you tonight. Lots of different topics, as well as some brand new music brought to you by Lazy Nerd. We've been talking about it for the last couple weeks or so. We're finally debuting it tonight. So listen to our music, and we will be right back. Hey guys, and welcome back to the Captain Fizz and Mask Guy show. I am Captain Fizz.
And greetings once again from the 7th moon of thunder. I am that Mask Guy.
So, as you just heard, that is our brand new music brought to you by Lazy Nerd. There will be another one halfway through our show as usual. It is awesome. We're so glad to be able to debut it tonight and all that.
And we really, and support a local artist and Lazy Nerd as well. So
absolutely.
Big props.
Yes, definitely big props. So anyways, unfortunately, the sickness bug has hit our studio hardcore this week. We both were off work yesterday. Unfortunately, both of us pretty much, I think, with generally the same sickness, mine a little bit more kind of this springtime the springtime flu, so to speak. I think we both had kind of the same issues with our doctors too. Mine is I had an Indian doctor, which usually sometimes they are really good. Unfortunately, in this case, he was really speedy, much like I'm talking right now.
I just think with my doctor, he went off and he took a diagnosis. He thought, okay, this is what's going on, and it wasn't. So
I find a lot of them, they really kind of rush to this judgment. Like, I suffer from asthma, have since I was a kid. So anytime you go into a doctor and you state, I have asthma, it's automatically, okay, well, this is what's wrong. There's nothing else that could possibly be wrong with you, which is disturbing, considering there are so many aspects of asthma that people don't even recognize, like bronchitis, pneumonia, all these different things that are really, they're like asthma, but a lot worse, especially if they go untreated. So when they jump to that, it's kind of frustrating, to me at least, because they always prescribe pretty much the same type of medication for me, a steroid. Now, I don't take steroids very well because personally, I don't believe in them. Second of all, my body despises them. So it takes them
a fair point.
It takes them 3 times as long to work in my system than with ordinary people, which is really frustrating. And it doesn't make me big like Arnold. Like, come on, at least if you're going to give me steroids, make me big like Arnold.
Arnold. So
and with that being said, like, I guess we might as well just start with the whole segment that I usually do of what kind of grinds my gears. The big issue I have, especially in the springtime with my asthma and the fact that I'm already feeling under the weather is when you're on the bus. If you're on the bus and, I don't care if you're male, female, or, whatever, don't wear too much perfume. It is absolutely, if you can taste the perfume in the air, you are wearing too damn much. I seriously felt like these 2 girls got on the bus and there were so much perfume that I literally could see the perfume clouds floating above them. It is ridiculous. Wow. I don't understand how they don't smell it themselves or anything like that. It's absolutely astonishing how much perfume that people can wear. So that's pretty much what grinds my gears. It's pretty simple.
And actually, on our buses, actually talks about being, scent-free environments.
There's so many things on our buses that they talk about being, generally nice and blah, 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 that no one really follows anymore because honestly, we are Winnipeg and most of us are stuck up.
You have a very low opinion of our city, don't you?
I have a very low opinion on our bus system.
Ah.
See, the city itself is wonderful and great, but when you get on the bus, it is absolutely like a whole different aspect of the city. People on the bus are grouchy. I know for a fact that I am, because personally I hate when people sit beside me and all that. And I've had people where I put my bag beside me and they'll walk up, pick up my bag, put it on my lap, and then sit down. Don't touch my stuff. I usually put my bag on the seat beside me for a reason. It's because I don't want anyone beside me.
Yeah, but, you don't get that privilege to have a seat by yourself.
I don't care. I want that privilege because I hate people. I hate when people sit beside me, because usually when they sit beside me, they pretty much sit on me. And like this morning, there was like a whole bench between me and an empty seat. There's like 2 seats beside me. This person legitimately sat right beside me. And every 5 seconds, I don't know what they were, just if they were flailing their hands or doing their makeup or whatever, they elbowed me continuously every couple seconds. It is irritating. There's a whole point. I understand people still have to get ready first thing in the morning, but be a little common courtesy to what's around you. That's why I put that little bumper between me and anyone else, is because I don't like being elbowed. I don't like people in my personal bubble. I don't like people in my personal space. I just don't like people.
And this is why I drive.
I definitely see the reason why you drive. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hate our bus system. So that is our kind of
that is your what grinds my gears segment for tonight.
Yes. So we definitely have a lot to bring up. We might as well start with the main topic that we were talking about a while back, and that would be Star Wars. Which goes with our new theme song.
Sort of, kind of, a little bit in there. I mean, it's pretty obvious that it was
Star Wars inspired.
Star Wars inspired.
So thank you, lazy nerd.
Yeah, you definitely know us very well. So I think so this is the latest thing. And I don't remember exactly who came up with this theory, but apparently it's been catching fire. It's been suggested. I mean, and you could go back all the way to 1977 that this suggests that Han Solo is not his actual name. And that somewhere, along the line, he went off and changed it. It has been suggested that perhaps we went off and we learned his real last name in Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. And that name
is Ren.
Is exactly Ren.
See, now we both kind of see the aspect of it where it could be true, but we also see the point where I think it's a pile of crud for for one main reason. It's called the Knights of Ren. I honestly don't believe that Ben is that smart to turn around and realize what his dad's original name was. I don't.
I don't think it's necessarily that he was smart. You're looking at a guy who, in the entire movie, is struggling with how he feels about his father. Whether he should kill him or not. And so to take on the name Ren, if that was his father's real last name, seems like a really stupid thing.
I completely agree. I honestly think Ren was just this whole thing of the Knights of Ren. Like, he's got to be with that as well. Although it is kind of ironic he's the only one that we saw with that little callback to the Knights of Ren.
I suspect that what we're going to kind of see in Episode 8, that we're going to see more characters, and they're all going to be, with the last name Ren, much like all the Sith Lords had Darth at the beginning of their names. I think Ren is a symbol of unity for this organization.
I completely agree. I don't see with Kylo Ren as that being a last name or any version of a last name. Now, it would be awesome if that was the case, and maybe that was kind of a little bit more what leads Ben more to the light side than the dark side. But I don't see that being the case.
I think it's it'd be a weak way to go. And I mean, people say, well, it is the best solution. It's the most, anything else just doesn't work. Perhaps, but I mean, come on, let's be a little bit more creative. House Ren, if you go off and you watch the Star Wars Rebels cartoon, there is, of course, they talk of the House of Ren, which is a Mandalorian house, and one of the characters has the last name Ren, so it feels really off that they would go off and would suggest that unless Han Solo was really a Mandalorian.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure I believe that theory, just for obvious reasons. There's so much that, of course, we all want to know, about Star Wars. We want to believe in, and all these different things. But I don't think that Disney would go that route to make something so obvious and so front and center for us. I want to believe that they would, just because maybe they underestimate us, and obviously rightfully so. Like, nobody would have ever suspected that. But I don't think that will be the case in this one. I think it's hopeful guessing.
Honestly, I mean, I don't understand why people want Han Solo to be a pseudonym for him. I mean, I don't understand why, he's got this badass name. Why go off and say, oh, it's a pseudonym. That's not his real name. Why? Why would you even want to do that? I
kind of agree with that to a point because, like many ones, especially with, Darth Vader, Darth Maul, even, Kylo Ren, they chose their names. So I kind of like the fact that there's that possibility that Han Solo didn't exactly, was born with that Solo name and more of, okay, maybe he journeyed alone a lot, and all these different things. And this journey that he went on to find himself or to figure out what his place was. I think the whole, it would put a nice little perspective on, who Han Solo himself is. Because we've known him as, this rough, scraggly guy who sometimes likes to be part of a group and sometimes don't. So it's kind of nice maybe that they're going to peel the layers a little bit more and show who Han Solo used to be.
Maybe, but I don't know. I mean, in the case of, all the Darths, they went up and they changed their name as a kind of a sign that they've, accepted our Sith Lords. It was also, a way to go off into this high, it was a secret identity hidden away from their public identities in many ways, So,
well,
and it's just, I don't understand.
The only other thing that would potentially work is maybe if Ren is Han Solo's original last name, and maybe Han Solo was born in the House of Ren, and Snoke is actually his father or his grandfather. So,
oh God, we're going down the rabbit hole here.
There's so many possibilities that maybe that was his way of branching away from what his family was and the empire that they were. You may think it's crazy, but sometimes the craziest theories are the ones that are accurate.
And yeah, you're wrong. You have to be wrong. That's all I gotta say. Although I do hope, with the Han Solo movie coming out, I am very curious to see if they're going to stick to a bit of his origin story from the old extended universe, where he was actually an Imperial officer for a while. I'd like to actually see, him take that route and then go off and, defect from the Empire by, saving Chewbacca, much like he did in the former expanded universe. That to me would be epic.
I completely agree. I still want to see what comes before that. What Han Solo was like as a kid. What made him the person he is? He was in the Star Wars franchise.
And I question how much they're actually going to be able to do, because this is at the most. God help us. This movie shouldn't be over 2.5 hours, so they don't want to go off and try to throw too much.
No, but I think the best way to do it would be like little flashbacks. They show a teenaged Han Solo, but little flashbacks here and there of what his childhood was like. Maybe a little glimpse of his mother, his father. Right. Some childhood activities he